Hey guys, we're here doing repair on the Mercedes-Benz 2014 blower motor. So the way it looks here, we got a motor out of the housing. What else we got here? We got a resistor here out of the housing, out of this hole here. It's a little warm because there's current going through. This is the old blower motor. Anyway, we couldn't get it to run, and we took it out, messed with it a little bit, and now it's running. But anyway, we ended up buying a new resistor and a new blower motor. They both were like 50 bucks each on Amazon. Very easy to take it out, uninstall it. The only thing you need to take off is the glove box compartment. Loosen up this bracket here a little bit, and it's just blowers on the clips. It turns half turn, turns out of the box. One connector. One thing that got us confused was there was always 12 volts on this connector. Constant 12 volts, and we were like, why it's not running? We're getting 12 volts. And I realized there was 12 volts even when the key was off. So we ended up hooking up directly to 12 volts from the battery, and it still wasn't running. That's why I got a new motor. There's a new one. It spins a lot smoother. I did have an issue with it in the past when it would vibrate at high RPMs, especially when it's cold, and it would eventually it would start rattling really bad. But it wasn't an issue for a while, and eventually it's been working fine. And just recently I couldn't get it to turn at all. So I was like, oh, maybe it's resistor, maybe it's a blower. We didn't know how to test it. Look on all the diagrams on the internet, and so basically the way it works is you get a solid, see here, red is the power to the resistor, brown is the constant power, ground, and a signal cable, and it comes out of the resistor, these two, red and brown. So red is constant power, and the brown is actually regulated by the resistor through the resistor how many restriction it has depending on the speed. But this constant 12 volts between these two only changes the ohms on the brown cable. So that's what got us confused. I was like, we're getting 12 volts, so it should be spinning, but it wasn't. So anyway, ended up being a bad motor. We got a new motor, we put it in, it worked just fine.
Good.
It was pretty easy to fix that. But I guess I didn't need the resistor, but we're gonna keep it just in case. It wasn't that expensive, I guess, and I want to get it fixed right away. So I hope I save you some time in the future. I've done one on the Volkswagen Eurovan, and I had to cut the housing out to get the motor out. Mercedes designed it a lot better. It was just a couple screws, and it popped right out. So I'm sure I'll be helpful for some of you guys that are trying to decide why there's 12 volts constantly on it. And yeah, I hope you liked the video. If it was helpful, let me know. If not, I guess I wish I would have done it from the beginning, step by step, every single screw. But I'll try it. Anyway, this is the reverse order. I'll try to film it how we put it back in. So we put the blower in. There's one screw at the bottom that's holding it. Actually, there was no screw when I took it out, so maybe already somebody replaced in the past. Maybe they didn't put the screw in. I think it has a few clips, so that's not very necessary. Resistor guess let's put the naują dedam. Trauk. Aš jau įspaudžiau. Ir aš įspausiu, tu trauk. I read online that sometimes the resistor is the problem why the motor burns out. I guess if we'll be constantly spinning, the resistor is shorted. Then I guess it could burn out the motor, but in my case, I don't remember motor spinning when I shut the motor off. Ištrauk, pabandyk ištrauk, man atrodo, kad neįlinda. Gerai?
Jo, good.
Okay, alright, so yeah, this bracket I guess holds holding one screw there, helps. Okay, we got a bunch of screws here. Yeah, there's quite a few screws, but just go 1, 2, 3, 4. This is just for this bracket, which I didn't take it off completely. It was just enough to loosen it up a little. The glove box, a little bit more tricky to take that apart. You kinda see here.
Ai, šitą paskui.
Ne, šitą čia man atrodo, o čia.
Žinau, bet šitą paskui, pirmą šitą turbūt.
Man atrodo, kad šitą paskutinį nuėmėm, bet nesvarbu.
Ai, ne, va šitą deda. Pirmiau.
Okay, this guy goes in.
Čia viskas.
Okay, so these two screws go last. The glove box attaches with those. Šitų nedėk dar, šitų nedėk, čia šitą, dabar šitos viršutinės. Yeah, this little guy goes on there. I think got a couple screws at the bottom. Okay. Now the glove box, couple clips. Yeah, this guy. This is just the wrapper for the cable. I'll cut that off. Okay, these clips go in there. Okay, gerai. Paleis dėžę, dabar šią laikau.
Nuleisti atgi. Gerai.
Okay. Yeah, there's a clip right here. This clip, you gotta press that in to get the box to open. So now, because it catches on it.
Dar liko 3 varžtai.
Oh, it's okay. I don't think we need. We got extra screws, but anyway, probably there was a few more somewhere.
Čia patinė tavo buvo ta plasmasė, kur jinai yra.
Nebuvo šitos. Man atrodo, kad šitas kažkur tai dar čia.
Ne, vienas, aš jį nuėmiau ant vieno. Gerai.
Yeah, so you can kind of see the motor from here without taking everything apart. And actually, when you flip the oh yeah, there's one more clip right here. So there's one on the left of and one on the right. Press them both in. The box drops. These 3 screws. 1, 2, 3 here. This one here. I think it's pretty much it.
Вот это апатиnis, čia šito nuo.
So here we go. Let's see if it works. We got it all put together.
Susuk trypint gal. Aš juos radau įdiegti, jie galbūt.
Oh yeah. All right, it's working. So I guess if you're getting 12 volts on those cables, should be no need for a new resistor. If you're not getting 12 volts on those cables, then you're looking at the fuse or resistor. Worst comes to worst, it's the computer. Big chance it's the blower motor itself. The way you can test it is hook it up the blower motor to 12 volts directly from the battery, and if you get that to spin, the motor is good. If you don't get it to spin, get a new motor. Getting a resistor, I can't give a correct advice. If you really need that to be replaced, I ended up replacing it, but I guess you might have to do some research to decide if you need to replace it to prevent the new motor from going bad. But honestly, the new motor, the old motor, when we took it all apart, put it back together, it started spinning again, but it had some vibrations. So mechanically it didn't look like it was shot at all, but it wasn't spinning. So I would just recommend replacing if it's all right, good luck on it. Hope it helps. Bye guys.